I think Luka is more frustrating because he can actually shoot. But what do you do in close games? Because and you're going against a better team, and they implement the hack of Ben.
I mean, that's what I would do. I mean, if you're in a close game, 2 minutes left, I'm playing down the stretch. I mean, it doesn't have to be intentional, but I can foul you in ways it's not intentional. I mean, you go to the rack, I just break down in your hands every single time, really hard. Okay, go to the free throw line.
That's it.
Prove it. Like you're a career,
right?
60% free throw shooter, 61 this year, 25% I think in this postseason right now.
5 for 20. It's amazing.
Like that, that's the biggest liability for the 76ers. I don't question Joel Embiid. I don't question the playmaking of Ben Simmons. But when games are tight and you need the ball in the hands of your best player to make plays, I'm going to foul you.
We saw
win games like that.
We saw this with Giannis also.
Yes.
And it's leading to a point now where Doc Rivers has to – and I think Ben Simmons is a fantastic player. I think he's a great – one of the best two-way players in the game. I think he's
Still
great
a max
defender.
Player. A max player.
No doubt. An all-star.
Yes.
He's a great defender. He's a playmaker. He's a game changer a lot of times. But this is, of course, one of the issues. A, the lack of three-point ability, and B, which, again, Giannis, and B – the free throw shooting late in games, which can become an issue, leads Doc Rivers to now have to defend his star.
Ben is not a 40-point guy. It's not what he does. He does other things for your team. And I just don't understand why that's not sinking in our city. Everybody on the team doesn't have to be a scorer to help the team. Ben scores, but Ben creates scoring for us. That's what he does. So if I'm Ben at some point, I'd get tired of it. I just would, because he's just too good, and he does so many good things for this basketball team. And I keep saying it. Celebrate him. Celebrate all the stuff he does well. We don't do that enough.
That's where we are right now in all sports, especially when you're a team that's waited a long time to start winning because the process. That's Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. Jay, I mean, you see it. They're running right at him, just fouling him. For him, that's embarrassing, too. Like, I'm that guy?
So I get this, right? I was a guy in college. I felt like I can score as soon as I walked over half court. Could shoot the ball from anywhere, but I was a career 64% free throw shooter. There was something about getting to the free throw line and not reacting to Bart's defense or his hands in my face.
Too much time to think.
Too much time to think, and me being by myself. And it was a mental crutch for me. So, yes, the ball had to be in my hands because I had to make the play. But I am going to tell you that there were certain points of really clutch games where I would be a little bit hesitant. Like I would maybe look up to pass the ball a little bit more instead of drawing the contact, maybe shy away from the contact, going to the free throw line, maybe take that fade away because I didn't want to go to the free throw line. That was not my strength. So I get when I see Luka struggle at the free throw line or when I see Ben because that's your mental – I mean, you're in a hole, right? The ball has to be in your hands to make a play, but I can't count on you down the stretch. But I need you in the game. How do you handle that? You force yourself to go to the line, but you don't trust yourself at the line.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's a big time deficit for the 76ers.
It's something they've got to figure out, and obviously, again,
can't figure that out just in the playoffs. So
no, it's not a time. This is not the time, but he's got to spend as much time as he can just trying to get himself to a place where he's not the liability that he was at least last night. But it doesn't seem like they're going to struggle to get out of this series unless, of course, we get the MRI back from Embiid, and it's worse than just what they called it, which is right knee soreness.